Okay, so boom, this story is called Guilty by Association, and this story is about Marceli ending up a victim of racism, even though he was white, because he was connected to the guys. He only sit with the guys, and all the guys is, my color. But before I start this story, I want to tell you about a time when I was younger, now learning the difference between parenting and racism, because I think some people got it misconstrued when it comes to looking out for your children, hanging with certain people that's a particular color or race, versus you actually being racist about them. So me and my little cousin Jewel here, he the lick, right? This is around the time when I was John Wick 2.0. I'm talking about coming off the hill. Don't nobody move but the money. You know what I'm saying? Cause cousin hit me up. I'm talking to him, he talking back. We converse. We having a whole little conversation, right? Cuz telling me about somebody that live in his apartment complex that he been seeing that don't live out there. I'm guessing they done got a little spot out there. They only come out, now the apartment complex is huge. Now, pulling up over there, you should have known to move your stuff by the time you see my little cousin live out there. If you know you got something going on in the area where any of my guys was at, it just didn't make no sense for you to, you know what I'm saying? And this dude was connected to somebody that we really didn't deal with. And I ain't finna say too many names because I ain't told that story, and I ain't finna tell the story. I'm just gonna tell you how we ended up getting to this other part. You know what I'm saying? So when my cousin tell me about it, this dude be shooting dice. So the move was, my cousin loves shooting dice. While they at the dice game, he calling and telling me, hey, go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Cause they at the dice game. So he can't say it was my little cousin. so when cousin called me and tell me, boom, I go over there, kick the door and boom. We, about $7,500. Ain't find no work, find no weed, ain't find nothing. It was just quick, in and out, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I called cuz, tell cuz, you know what I'm saying? Cuz there was number 3,500 in there. You know what I'm saying? I split the little money with 30. Well, look. So my cousin, we cool with this white boy. I don't want to say the white boy name, you know what I'm saying? He grew up with us, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting cool with him because I was actually jealous of his relationship with one of my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Because they used to kick it with him. He was one of them white boys, had a little swag about himself. He got the trampoline, you know what I'm saying? He lived on the outskirts. And if you from Springfield, you probably going to pinpoint who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Cool, used to kick it with us all the time, shot ball with us, you know what I'm saying? But he was most definitely one of them white kids that he wasn't racist, and he wasn't trying to be black neither. But if other people looked at him, they would think, oh, he trying to be black. He just had a little swag about himself, you know what I'm saying? Because when we went around him and his people, like he was the same up and down. It wasn't no he was trying to be white or he was trying to be black. He was just him. But because he had that little swag, you know what I'm saying, he had a little, you know what I'm saying, he can articulate things like us, you know what I'm saying, people would say he was trying to be black. But he wasn't into getting in trouble and stuff, though. He just liked being around us. He chasing the girls. He liked messing with black and white, you know what I'm saying. He wasn't, and he didn't grow up racist, you know what I'm saying. So my cousin coming to get the money, he bringing the white boy with him. So when the white boy come in, you know what I'm saying, I'm cashing out cuz telling me, man, cuz we at the dice game. So the crazy thing is, cuz as soon as I got off the phone with you, I come back over, he talking about, man, come on, you holding up the dice game. And I tell him, man, you ain't talking about nothing. I'm trying to take care of some business, right? I'm trying to, he said, I'm going back and forth with the dude whole time. He don't even know, cuz you in the house. And I was like, cuz, chill, cuz. He was like, what's up? I was like, man, cuz. He was like, man, that's something. He was like, man, he's straight. So I'm counting the money right. I got the blue steel extendo on me, right? It's poking out my shirt. It's poking out my shirt like this here. He was like, man, I gotta get an extendo. I was like, man, you ain't ready for that. My cousin pushing was like, man, you ain't trying to do nothing. He said, man, y'all need to take me on one of them licks. Listen to me. I don't know why people always wanted to say that around me and my cousin, and knowing that ain't really what you want. You know what I'm saying? You just want to get in and you see the money, you see, you know what I'm saying? We making it look like it's fun. It's not fun. It's actually scary. Like, you could really lose your life doing this, you know what I'm saying? But the way we was doing it back then, it just looked like it was just, and then on top of that, like, the city it wasn't never like no retaliation on us, you know what I'm saying? And that's where you get in denial, thinking you untouchable and ain't nothing gonna never happen to you after you done something repeatedly for so long, and ain't nobody return fire, ain't nobody kicked your door in, ain't nobody smacked you, ain't nobody did nothing to you. Then the enemy get in your head and have you thinking, oh, you just untouchable, and you keep going and you keep going, and before you know it, you live by the sword, you die by it, and then you gone. Or you end up with 20, 30 years in prison and realize, you know what I'm saying, all of that didn't matter, because now don't nobody fool with you in prison, and now you just sit there now, you know what I'm saying, and you just, you know, you just existing. So when he say that, I tell the white boy, man, that ain't, you know what I'm saying, you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you ain't, you know, whatever. Cuz like, I got you. I'm like, nah, cuz, don't do that. My little cousin Jewel, this man, he's shooting dice. I told you he like to shoot dice. He's shooting dice 101 with somebody, but he done set it up and told the white boy to come rob both of them. They finna, you know what I'm saying? He got him, of course he got him skied up, you know what I'm saying? They shooting under the light in the project. It's nighttime. So he don't know it's a setup, you know what I'm saying, for him to just come over there, you know what I'm saying, and up the strap on him, you know what I'm saying, get the bread or whatever. Man, the white boy come around the corner. White boy come around the corner, up the strap on the dice game. Court, Jules, he throw his hands up. Other dude throw his hands up. Man, you got the game messed up, whatever. So the white boy talking crazy, whatever. So he tell him, man, he throw the money down that's in his hand. He go down to pick the money up. He got the gun pointed, but he reached down, he got his head down. He ain't got the gun pointed like this here. He got his head down to look at the money. He's still talking. The dude, Jewel done nodded at the dude because he done peeped what's going on. He was like, he done, boom. I was talking about, whoop, listen, they done smashed him. Gunshot go off. They done took the gun from the whole time. Jewel sitting there like, man, hey, man, y'all tripping, man. Jewel takes out running. And wherever he's standing at, he waits till his old white boy, I'm talking about punishing. White people bruise different. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about punishing. He get up, run, get in the car, pull out. Dude called my cousin. Cuz come back over there. They conversing, having a little conversation about what happened. And cuz telling him, cuz he tell me, and what he get, that's what he whatever. The white boy called my cousin phone. Jewel still right there with dude. He telling him be quiet. He was like, man, dude, why you such and such? You look down, man. You supposed to keep the gun on him, man. We could have got the money, this, and that. He telling him the whole time, man, he finna go to the hospital. He telling me he bleeding and this, and that. You like, man, you tripping, man. I was such this and that, whatever. He go home to his people. His people, they go to the hospital. At that point, his people telling him to quit hanging with us, because they looking at it like, you only got beat up whether he told them the full story or not. You ended up in this situation because who you're hanging around and the lifestyle that they live in. It ain't had nothing to do with they're black, I don't want you hanging around them. It had something to do with the influence and the lifestyle we were living, which is vice versa when it came to my mama. My mama far from racist. My people far from racist. But there are certain things that can happen because of certain ways that white people have. You could be around a white girl, she giving the cat up. I got some cousins that's twins that ended up running the train on this girl. She got caught and she screamed the rape word. You know what I'm saying? So it's been several situations where it ain't we racist. It's, hey, you need to be careful. You need to be careful. It's been times back home where if you could be riding in the car, you got 4 people in the car, 1 white person in the back seat. They pulling you over on the strength of you got a white boy in the back seat. And guess what? Black people will tell you that. Playing around. You ride through the hood with the white boy in the back seat. Guess what they're going to say? Oh, y'all finna get pulled over. Y'all, because the white officers in the hood will look at it like, three black guys and a white boy. The white boy may be getting high. He probably don't belong in that car. It's probably something in that car he know he don't need to be around. Oh, we searching that car. There's a white boy in there with three. But it ain't racism. It's literally the things that could happen on the basis of you being around that. Now, if that white boy hanging around black people who whatever don't live like that, they ain't telling him don't be. They're telling him that on the basis of you done got beat up. I don't know what happened. You don't want to tell us what happened, which is another red flag, because you're used to opening up, telling us what's going on. So if you don't want to tell us going on, then you're around something you ain't got no business being around. And it's over there in that area where you be at, which is prone to crime anyway. So it wasn't about racism. But at the time he started distancing himself from us, I ain't feel no way. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you around me now anyway, because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want your people constantly calling or sending, or now they done put the police on the car, got the license plate number. We riding down the street, getting pulled over because they trying to get us hemmed up and get us locked up and sent to jail so they can make it be, no, hey, you don't need to be hanging with them because, you know what I'm saying, A, B, and C, and X, Y, and Z. Then they done went to jail. They trying to create a space for they child to realize that ain't who you need to be hanging around. They stay in trouble all the time. Well, when he started distancing himself, we at school. Then Major get to arguing in the hallway about the situation. He walking with some of his white friends. The white friends take up for their friend. At this point, I'm coming around the corner. It look the white boy is saying certain things, and you could tell, oh, he done opened up to them, right? So later on that day, we got a store. It's called One Stop now. Everybody go to this store. Some of them white boys go to this store. You know what I'm saying? Some of them white people go to that store. So we pull up. We beating in the box here. All that, right? So when we pull up to the store, the white boy coming out with one of his white friends. Jewel get out of the car. When Jewel get out of the car, I see Jewel kind of mugging the white boy. He like, what's up? It didn't look like, why you mugging me, right? So by that time, Jewel, I see him kind of grab on. He done clutch. The white boy done threw his hands up like this. The other white boy get to talking crazy. By that time, I step out the car. Man, what's up? The first word I hear Jewel, man, they racist or whatever. By this time, the people who at the store, they kind of looking over in that direction, right? Everybody kind of looking. The white boy going back and forth. They get the fighting right there. That Jewel smash him. They friendship over with at this point. Ain't nothing to rap about. Nothing is that. And there's a rumor going around with people saying that this dude was racist, and that ain't what it was. There's a difference between parenting, they're trying to parent, versus, you know what I'm saying, being racist. Now, to get to the penitentiary story. Now, we go to visit one day, you know what I'm saying, Marceli, he going to visit. This ain't around the time, you know what I'm saying, he putting nothing in the middle of his body. You know what I'm saying, some of his family was actually coming to see him. Now, if he was doing it at the time, I didn't know. So some of his family going to see him. Me and him, we walking to visit, you know what I'm saying? We penitentiary fresh, whatever, right? So when we get up there, you got to keep in mind it's a fashion show. And after a certain period of time, sometimes people's aunties and sisters and cousins and sometimes mamas, you know, they are intrigued by prison, and they can see when inmates probably trying to flirt with them at visitation. So in that case, a lot of times, you know, you catch some of us, you know, flirting with our eyes and out. The Aryan Nation at the time, one of the Aryan Nations, he probably right up under Big Billy. If not, he ain't too far. You know what I'm saying? He got a little pool. He got a niece up here, you know what I'm saying, around our age at the time, 24, 25, slim, thick, you know, got the little teardrop on her, you know, she got the blonde with the streaks in it, She a little prissy. She coming through that thing. You know what I'm saying? But when she walk, you could tell all the black dudes, you know, we antagonizing him, but at the same time, it's kind of respectful. You know, we all kind of cut our eyes, you know what I'm saying, and we'll look at each other. And you can always see the Aryan Nation dude always just kind of, you know, watching or whatever. Now, somebody that Marceli cool with from the same city as this dude. We leave in visitation. We walking back. Marceli talking about him. Marceli making it like she done made eye contact with him a couple times. You got to know, my wife, Marceli, you know what I'm saying? He swagged out there. He sleeved out. You know what I'm saying? He hit up. You know what I'm saying? He you know what I'm saying? You got to work out in GD. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of cut up. You know what I'm saying? He come through that thing. You know what I'm saying? He got the fresh forces on. He got his little grill in, the white gold at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Got his haircut. He fresh. You know what I'm saying? He white boy fresh, right? We walking back, he telling me that the girl done looked at him a couple times. He finna see what's up, you know what I'm saying? He knows somebody from, man, I'm finna see if I can find her, man. I'm finna see what's up. I'm telling him, hey, man, you know, dude ain't finna be playing by this family. And people don't, they don't be taking that serious. People don't like you messing with their family members, man, trying to come up with them in the penitentiary. But, hey, penitentiary rules is in effect. We get back, soon as the door pop, Marceli strike out. Go down to the person wherever he go, you know what I'm saying? I'm guessing they smoke a cigarette, he kicking, he done pulled her, he done showed her that, you know what I'm saying, she on Facebook or whatever. Marceli come back to the cell. Hey, let me get on the phone real quick. I found her. Man, I pulled the phone out. He pull up. It's her. Now, on her pictures, the difference between parenting and racism, she on here with black folks. And just because your uncle is what he is, don't mean that's what they be on. You know what I'm saying? But you're guilty by association if people know your family like that and they look at your family that way. So it's hard sometimes to overcome that. And then you have some people who will do the complete opposite just to show that ain't what they own. But then you'll go too far with it to try to prove a point and get that validation of that's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? So Marceli ends up DMing her. He end up going back and forth with her. He done sent her some pictures. However it happened, the uncle finds out. Big Billy come to my cell. Hey, Joe T. I said, man, what's up? Man, let me, can I have a quick word with you, Joe T? I said, yeah, come on in, Big Billy. He popped it over. Man, bless his cell, man. He walked in. And when the door opened, I could see he got two people with him, which probably was his security. I'm knowing this is about to be about somebody that owes some money, whatever the case. But I ain't thinking this is what it's finna be, because it ain't the uncle over here. Excuse me. So he stepped in the cell, he closed the door, boom. He was like, man, if I take a seat, Joe T? I said, yeah, go ahead. He said, man, hey, Joe T, man. Everybody knows what we are and what we supposed to represent, even though, you know, Joe T, I'm not a racist guy. You know, I might have grew up around it. I might got some people that really don't like you. And, you know, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. And you know our people, Joe T, when that's how they've been raised, you know, they expect their people to be the same way, Joe T. But we live in a different world now, you know. It's not like it used to be. Some people now, they grow up and they have their own mind. It's just like when it comes to religion, Joe T. You know, I grew up Catholic. I'm waiting to see where it goes this, right? I grew up Catholic, Joe T, and I'm not one to turn a blind eye to a lot of them pervs, you know, in the Catholic Church, Joe T, and what they've done to your people. And how they weaponized that Bible, you know, and used it against you all versus to help. So, Joe T, there was a part of me when I grew up that realized that the Catholic Church was a bunch of BS, Joe T. And I grew my own, and I walked completely away from that, Joe T, I got into my own spirituality. But I'm just saying that to say, you know, if I have a son when I get out of here, God willing, I do get out of here one day, Joe T, and I was teaching him the principles of what it is that I believe in, and he goes to school one day and figures out, hey, these people aren't, you know, and this is not that. And Joe T, he decides to become his own man, Joe T. It is what it is. Because I live a different lifestyle and I think completely different. You know, I'm a criminal, Joe T. I'm a convict, Joe T. I'm gonna die a convict. I'd be lying if I say I wasn't. You know, I don't know no other way, and this is the only way that makes sense to me. So, Joe T, I'm saying all this to say that my partner down there, he's upset. He wants to fight your silly. He actually, if I'm being honest, he wants to stab him, Joe T. I said, hold on right there, Big Billy. I said, you do understand what you're saying, right? I'm security. I'm like, you do know what you, yeah, Joe T, that's why I wanted to come over here, because I don't want this to go completely left. And I told him to hold tight. I said, man, let me go over here, man, and talk to Joe, man, because I don't want to be in a war about what's going on. At this point, I already know where it's going. Now, Joe T, I already told him if anything, if he does anything outside of what I just told him, Joe T, we're going to deal with him, and then we'll let y'all deal with him after that as well. But Joe T, so your Sally is supposed to be in contact with his niece. I'm guessing his brother, somehow, I don't know what happened, but I guess she asked if she knew if somebody, but somebody knows your Sally. It was a picture from the streets. It wasn't a picture from here. I'm guessing he sent her some pictures of him when he was out on the town, right? So I'm guessing she done said something to somebody, and somebody done said something, and somebody so happens to know him because he don't live too far from that town or whatever it is, or I don't know what happened, Joe T, but somehow your Sally, they found out that it is a picture of your Sally, right? And he wants to fight your Sally, Joe T. So I want to come over here and ask, you know, could we just get a one-on-one maybe and get this over with and ask your Sally, man, to stop communicating with his niece, Joe T. I said, man. I said, hold on real quick, Big Billy. I step out to say it right. Hey, I called my Sally. Hey, Sally, man, come here real quick. He coming over there. He coming over at the Air Nation. The two Air Nation. They standing right there. They turn around like, "What's up?" I speak to them. They speak right, but the look in their eye was they really want to be in go mode. So my Sally walk in. He was like, "Man, what's up? What's going on? What's up, Big Billy?" Big Billy say, "Man, I'm trying to stop a war right now because of you." My Sally said, "What you mean?" He said, man, so my brothers found out you're talking to his niece, and like I just told Joe T, I'll tell you the same thing. He wants to stab you. My sister say, man, want to stab who? You ain't talking about nothing. He want to stab who? Man, hey, look here, Big Bill. I said, hold on, bro, TP4. No, Joe T, you gonna sit here and tell me, talking about somebody want to stab me? So what's up then? I said, man, hear what he got to say. Yeah, I understand. I'd feel the same way if a man told me that, man, but I'm just telling you what it is, man. No disrespect. He's found out you're talking to his niece, man, and you know his niece is not, you know, his niece don't understand the principles that we live by. Marceli said, and what is that? You know, like I just told Joe T, I'm not a racist, but I do understand what I've signed up for. You know, when it comes to what we look at as an opposition to us, and a lot of y'all also look at us as an opposition because of how the system's done y'all and how y'all were raised. It's you know, I said, hold on, cause I know ain't no way you saying that we could be racist, right? No, I ain't saying that, Joe T. Y'all are justified in, you know, everything y'all feel because y'all didn't get that end of the stick. I said, all right, as long as we stand right there. he said, but you know, my niece, at this point, it started registering to me. Marcel is white. He's guilty by association. This is a racist conversation about his partner, niece, talking to Marceli, who's in a cell with a black man that's connected to other black folks and an organization that was founded by a black man. So it's done got interest. He said, so, you know, he wants to fight, and he also wants you to quit talking to his niece. I'm waiting for Marceli to ask the right question. Marceli said, I ain't talking to his niece. I said, he said, look here, Than. He said, so we got the picture of you, right? The picture you was out on the town, you had a little button up on, right? Had your chest out, if you know the picture that I'm talking about, right? You had a little mohawk. Yeah, so we know that you're talking to her, so we ain't even gonna do that, Fan. We really want to resolve the situation. He don't want you to talk to his niece anymore. Marceli say, man, she can do what she want to do. I'm waiting for Marceli to ask what's the issue. He don't ask. I said, Big Bill, if you don't mind me asking, I said, what's the problem with her talking to him? Because it don't sound like he don't want his niece talking to somebody that's locked up. It sounds like racism. He was like, well, like I was saying, Joe, you know, the principles that we live on, you know, our kids and our family members may not. I said, so this ain't about Marceli being an inmate. He straightened up a little bit. He noticed I done caught it. He straightened up. If I'm being honest, no. I said, well, what is it about? Marceli said, yeah, what is it about? He said, well, since we here, he's guilty by association. If I'm gonna be honest with you, Joe T. I said, what you guilty by? So what you mean? Joe T, no disrespect to you, Joe T, you know, what he's part of and who he's around, Joe T. I'm guessing my partner's looking at it like, you know, he's one of y'all. Marceli said, he used the N-word. Oh, he don't like it. He looking at me like I'm a. He said, no, I didn't say that. I did not say that. I'm saying, I said, nah, what you saying is he's looked at like he's black. So with his niece talking to somebody that's connected to us, he's guilty by association. He's considered to be black. Joe T, right now, you know, what we were taught we're the supreme race. Now, I may not necessarily believe that, but I know, like I said, what I've been taught and the principles that we stand on. If a war pops off right now, Joe T, unless it's the police, we're obligated to only ride with our own. Your silly is gonna ride with y'all. I said, are we really having this conversation, Joe T? I got nothing but the utmost respect for you, Joe T. I'm just trying to stop it from going left, because I'm knowing if anything happens without it being structured right and understood, then we would have to be at odds. And I don't want to be because I don't want to be locked down, Joe T. I want to be able to get on my phone. I won't get on my phone. He's just asking, can he see your celly and your celly? My celly say, well, he can see me. He can see me. Since he said, Marceli flipped the conversation and make it about racism. Yeah, he can see me. Since y'all letting it be known y'all don't like such and such and y'all mad at me because I kick it with them. Yeah, he can see me on the strength of that. It ain't because I'm talking to his niece. You know what I'm saying? And if she don't want to quit talking to me, he need to holler at her about that. But for you to sit here and right here now and tell, Big Billy says, I understand, Joe T. You know who I am, man. Joe T, you know I'm a straight shooter. I don't go and talk to nobody and sugarcoat nothing. So your feelings are valid how you feel right now as a man, you know, and I can pretty much see your skin color, and I know you're the same color as me. But I'm gonna say this, I know right now my brother is only man on the strength of, so to get this behind without it going left, all I'm asking is, do you want to fight my brother? Marceli said, go get him. All right, now we're getting somewhere. He get up, walk out the cell. I come out the cell, I go get the folk come to the cell. I'm explaining to the folk what the folks say. Man, we finna push them out the compound. What you mean we ain't finna fight? They done basically said they don't like black folks. They don't. I said, man, look, because I ain't finna go to war about that. I said, man, look, what's gonna happen is, I said, man, Sally, you gonna go in there, you gonna put the work in, right? Man, Joe T, I'm finna go in there, man. Come on, man. I love y'all, man. Man, I love y'all as not only my brother, but as people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna let nobody disrespect y'all or whatever. I said, man, I tell them what all the stuff Big Billy said. So Joe T, I said, man, Big Billy was just shooting it straight. I said, I actually learned some things. I ain't take it as he was just flat out saying he didn't like her. He was saying what we all know. And if y'all want to make it like he said it out loud, then y'all trying to make it as if we don't know when they holler Air Nation and shake their head that that's what they stand on. So don't sit here and act like just because something was said out loud makes it any different that y'all know that's what they claim. So we ain't gonna do that because there's too many people out here who know what they represent and what it is they stand for. But just because somebody heard them say it, you want them to smash off. Now, if you know what they stand on, then smash off, period. They were like, you right, bro. Yeah, thing, man, you gotta go in there and take care of that business, man. You gotta go in there, really, you gotta stand on it, man. And then when after you get through smashing, man, you gotta make him say GD, man. Make him say GD, vote for real, vote. Marceli gassed up. I don't think Marceli can fight like that. look, let me tell you something about the marination in there. Default different. Default, they do hard drugs, they work out, and then when they real aggressive, like smack themselves in the face on the chest, go crazy. Go crazy, white boys. You know what I'm saying? So we go over and chewing up Marceli whooping, but guess what? He was drunk. He had been drinking. So they going at Marceli, tell me, they going at Marceli whooping. He don't make him say GD or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He whoop. They come out of the cell, me and Big Billy standing on the walk. Big Billy said, and you got my word, Joe T, it ended right there in that cell. If any other word is said, I won't be to holler at you. Me and my brother will take care of that. Now, I'm asking you to do the same, Joe T. If he continues to talk to her, Joe T, and and I do have to come, Joe T, I'm asking that y'all do what you supposed, because that's the deal, right, Joe T? I said, yeah, it's the deal. He told this man he got to quit talking. I go over to the cell, myself, man, I'm talking about Joe T. I'm talking about on the post. Boom. Joe T, I'm here. Boom. He stand up, Joe T. I'm boom. You don't like boom. But Joe T, I'm talking about, boy. I said, are you happy? You got your little win, ain't? Man, Joe T, I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about, I feel so good. I said, but you got to quit talking to his knee. Man, Joe T, he can't even fight. I'm talking about Joe T. Joe T, I'm trying to put the work in on him, bro. I said, you ain't make him. Nah, I ain't even do that. I ain't want to disrespect him like that. Boom. I'm talking about Joe T. I'm talking put them hands on him, folks. I'm talking about that's on the hammer, bro. I said, but you got to quit talking to his knee. Man, forget her, man. I already got my little pictures of and everything. I said, oh, you feeling real good? You ain't even showed me the pictures. What the pictures at? Man, Joe T, I didn't keep them in the phone or whatever. What you want, you know what I'm saying? I can, I said, nah, we ain't talk to her no more. We leaving that alone. I'm talking about big, I'm talking about big put her on her too. I'm talking about Joe T. Man, I said, look, leave that alone. That's over with. Man, Joe T, I'm talking about, I'm talking about whooped him in now, Joe T. I'm ready for anything. I said he was gonna stab you. He told you that for real too, Joe T. Man, Joe T, I ain't, man, look. Betty on too now. So there's a difference between parenting and racism. Some people just don't want their kids around certain things. And if I'm telling you the behavior of that particular individual or group of people that you hang around, it's not that I don't like black people. It's not that I don't like white people. It's that certain things can come on the basis of you being in that environment.